Hello Internet. It is Thursday, January 30th, and this is your Daily Coffee with Wes Gardner. To start off, I have a question for you. What is the most evil machine or appliance that man has ever devised? I'm going to answer that question for you because most of you are stupid. The correct answer is a wood chipper. And if any of you have ever watched the movie Fargo, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And this all holds a lot of unfortunate relevance to the first story of the day. Frank Arce has told his side of the story from a hospital bed after a workplace incident took place in which he fell into an industrial wood chipper. Now, I would like to point out that the first mind-blowing fact is that he lived. Although Frank has suffered several broken ribs, a broken ankle, and a broken pelvis, as well as a collapsed lung, he is surprisingly fine, all things considered. He was working at Swanson Bark and Woods Products Company when a bark stripping machine jammed and workers presumably shut off the power to it so that Frank could reach in and unjam the machine. Health and safety regulators have since found that the machine was still operational and still turned on, and that is why Frank was then pulled in to this machine. And the really fucking scary part of this is that Frank says that he was conscious the entire time as this thing that has like steel rods that are about 5 inches long, which are designed to strip the bark off of logs, were just pummeling him. Of course, you can't have a guy go through a wood chipper and expect nothing to happen, so the Bureau of Labor and Industries is now investigating the incident. And of course, all of our well wishes go out to Frank as he is making a long but steady recovery, and go buy a lottery ticket or something because you're golden, dude. Moving from one weird story to an even weirder story, we have some weird cooking news. And this is now a segment that I might title, What's the Actual Fuck? An Italian man who has adopted at least 15 cats over a 2-year period is now being accused of cooking and eating them. Hence the title, What's the Actual Fuck? The man, who is currently only identified as Francesco F., traveled to various animal shelters to adopt cats with very specific traits. These specific traits were that the cats had to be at least 3 years of age, and in that general ballpark, they had to be black, and they had to be quite plump, as he described it. And what's really scary / shitty is that Francesco was allegedly caught red-handed as he was preparing to kill a cat for his next meal. And if this hasn't blown your mind already, when he was apprehended, he seemingly acted quite confused, asking if it was against the law to kill and cook cats. And in our final news story / discussion of the day, we have an investigative piece from Gawker. And this particular story was ran on Christy Alfhaus. I'm probably pronouncing that completely wrong. I don't do names well. Christy was the runner-up to the Miss Colorado Teen USA 2012 pageant. The piece reveals that she was likely runner-up because of a certain adult film starring someone that looked quite a bit like her came out. And I definitely haven't watched the film at all, or twice. My parents watch these. And also, what is a bit of a coincidence is that after the porn surfaced, Christie's name and the clip of her getting second place were completely scrubbed from the pageant's website. If this is in fact due to Christie's career, or lack thereof, as a porn actress, this will be at least the second time in as many years that a contestant has been stripped of her title because of being in an adult film. What I am referring to, it happened February of last year after Miss Teen Delaware USA contestant Melissa King lost the crown due to a similar instance of a porn of her surfacing. This is where the discussion begins because we have to discuss what is acceptable in society. The important factor to remember is that both of these females were 18 when they were featured, allegedly, in these productions. And, of course, what is important to remember is that once you are 18, you are kind of able to call the shots in your own life because you are legally an adult. So I guess what I don't necessarily understand is why these females who are clearly attractive and are clearly capable of winning beauty pageants are being stripped of their titles for doing something that has nothing to do with beauty pageants and is more or less in their private life. And this is also a weird social stigma where if you are in a porn, you are instantly a whore. No matter how many sexual partners you have had, you instantly become sexually promiscuous and people essentially hate you. And basically what the final point is, who gives a fuck if a woman wants to star in a porno for money? I work in a clothes industry. Other people take their clothes off for money. It happens. So essentially, if this story is true, and if the girl in the porno is actually Christy, go fuck yourselves, everyone associated with the beauty pageant, because you are a bunch of prudish douchebags. And of course, it has to be mentioned that the United States government has officially been petitioned to help settle the issue of whether or not Justin Bieber should be deported back to Canada, to which I again say I don't give a fuck. Here is a very simple way of looking at it. He is a famous person. It doesn't necessarily matter if he's in Canada or if he's here. He's still going to make crappy music, and he's still going to show up on the television. This is not to say that I don't think that he should be punished for committing a crime. I just don't necessarily think that it is something for the upper echelons of our government to handle. Essentially, people are fucking stupid. But folks, that is going to be the end of the episode today. I appreciate all of you watching, and I love all of you. Sometimes you're occasionally douchebags, but you know, everyone has those days, I suppose. This has been West Gardner with your Daily Coffee, and have a good day, folks. Goodbye.